Our favorite game. Everybody's favorite game. The best game out there. With probably 300 viewers on Twitch. They're teasing Season 2 content.
Blizzard is teasing how much content's going to be into Diablo 4 Season 2, so let's talk about that.
Content incoming?
Blizzard has stated that Diablo 4 Season 2 is going to have so much stuff that it is going to take them 4 hours to explain everything that is in the new season.
Oh, wow.
Rod Ferguson on Twitter sent out this post. It says, so much stuff in Diablo 4 Season 2 that Pez Radar will need to host 2 deep dive streams to cover it all. Now, if you're wondering what
2 deep dive streams, boys. You know what that means. For the first 30 minutes, we are talking about Diablo Immortal. And then the last hour and a half, we'll get to Diablo 4. I like Rod, but he's a clown. Oh, Rod is the biggest fucking clown, but I think he gives me like Michael Scott vibes. Like, he's a fucking clown, but I bet you he's like really great to work for. Chris Wilson puts all these guys to shame. Is that it? Fucking grinding gear games, dude? Is that GGG?
But a deep dive stream is, it's basically one of these things. One of these campfire chats, or dev chat, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, the bonfire chats.
Dev chat when it's more serious, campfire chat when it's less serious, and I guess a deep dive is a new third name for it or something. Now, Adam had responded, it is quite a lot. I expect both streams to be around 2 hours. So that would be a combined total of 4 hours worth of content that they need to explain. The community, at least over on Reddit, is...
Don't worry, guys. The 4 hours is going to be all the things. We're going to spend 20 minutes talking about what's happening in Season 2, and then we're going to spend the last hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes talking about what we're going to do in Season 3 and 4 and 5, because it just couldn't quite get done when Season 2 was being made.
Mixed response about this. Some people are saying they're raising the expectations too high and just...
Oh, yes, can't forget. Rod's going to spend 90 minutes making colon jokes.
Setting themselves up for failure again. But then we have some people that are optimistic, saying they're going to hold off for a bit, and that 4 hours of discussion is nothing to scoff at. My opinion on this is, if there's actually 4 hours worth of not discussion but explanation on new content we get, that's a pretty good amount of new content. However, they have already shown us the Season of the Blood. They've talked about how...
Oh, here we go, boys. When's this announcement? No idea.
In-game bosses. We have this nice little...
Oh, here we go. Season of the Blood. 5 endgame bosses, guys. 5 endgame bosses. That is 5 on top of the 2 that we have now. Right? Because you had Uber Lilith and then a world boss. Oh, well, technically the world bosses were all different. There was 3 world bosses, but they're all different. So they had 4. We're more than doubling. We are more than doubling the amount of bosses that we had at the end of the game. New and returning foes for additional endgame challenges. Why there is not an Uber boss of basically every boss that you fought along the way, who knows? No idea. Better target farming for uniques and Uber uniques. Instead of a 1 in 10 million chance, it's probably going to be down to about a 1 in 5 million chance, so that's great. Renown rewards, here we go. Just what everybody loves to be doing. Rewards will carry over when completed on any prior character beyond Altars of Lilith and map discovery. Includes potion charges, skill points, elbow cap upgrades, and paragon points. I'm pretty sure that all already carried over. What am I missing? What am I missing? Didn't all of this shit already carry over? I know the altars did. I know the paragon points did. I know potions did, because I remember being like level 5 and having 8 potions. And obol cap upgrades, yes. Yes, thank God. There's nothing more that I've been complaining for Diablo to raise than the obol caps. Content incoming, boys.
Graphic right here. A lot of these other changes are changes for efficiency.
Okay, here now we're getting to the nitty gritty. Additionally, we will introduce some community requested quality of life upgrades with Season of Blood. More efficient inventory management for gems. So we're not getting a dedicated gem tab. We're not getting the dedicated gem tab, but we're going to find a more efficient way. Paragon points, skill points, post charge, and noble capacity upgrade carry over into the new season once achieved with an eternal or previous season realm character. Yeah. Yeah, what else does he got?
Or for quality of life. However, I think this
whoa, man. Slow your roll. Hold on.
or for quality of
We're gonna...
life.
Fuck! Where's the playback speed? Better games out there? There is no better game out there right now than Diablo 4, man. You are crazy. You are crazy.
Changes for
we gotta do what we gotta do here, boys.
Or for quality of life.
Fuck! Alright, whatever, we're calling that. That's close enough. It doesn't really matter what the third bullet point is, boys. It's not gonna change anything. Change the functionality of status effects such as vulnerable, overpower, critical strike damage, and also elemental resistances. Elemental resistances. Oh boy, that'll be fixed by season 5. Getting old. Let's move on here.
Life, however, I think.
Oh boy, updated elemental resistance system, not fixed. It's not necessarily ready. It's not, you know. I don't think that what are they, wizards or whatever? I don't think they'll be quite ready to go. They'll be there. Vulnerable, overpower, and critical strike damage updates. Well, good, because they were pretty much the only 3 that matters. Oh, and I was wrong. Gems no longer take up inventory space. Stash can be searched and filtered. Oh, man. I might reinstall.
I think this is probably where we could get into where the majority of the changes might take forever. If you take a look at this, vulnerable, overpower, and critical strike damage changes. So this is the one that's kind of like the sleeper that I'm the most excited for. I think the one that's the most obvious that people are probably going to think about is the 5 new bosses, and that we can farm uber uniques, or at least target the uber uniques through the bosses. They've mentioned that already, which for me is a W, because uber uniques basically don't exist for normal people. It's only for people.
I'm gonna say it. World bosses should not be in a rotation. You should not have to sit there, because this game wants to cater so much to the casual Andy, the people that work 9 to 5 and only play Diablo 4 for 2 hours. They basically have to sit there and basically they'll kill like 1 world boss throughout the entire time, because they farm every hour. But don't worry, guys. There's Hell Tides and Legion events. Those are great too. Those are awesome. Content incoming.
Where they get extremely lucky and win the lottery. In fact, the odds of getting an uber unique, or you can literally win the lottery, is easier than farming an uber unique. So having those opportunities, absolutely, I'm liking.
If you are somebody in season 1 or season 2 that got one of those uber uniques, go get your lottery ticket now, because your RNG in life is insane. D4 out of 10, that's being courteous right now.
But I do think that if I look here and I show you the vulnerable, overpower, and critical strike damage, this is the slept on one, in my opinion, because at the moment, the issue that or at least one of the biggest issues I feel like there is in the game, is that the stats are purely just build critical strike damage and vulnerability. You just want
to overpower never fucking mattered. Overpower never fucking mattered. And I would like for it to mean something, but they also need to chill, because then on top of all of these damages, what else do we have? Oh, we have fire damage, we have ice damage, we have damage to close enemies, damage to far enemies. It's ridiculous. Oh, we'll do that. That's for the end of the video.
Want these stats because they're the only things that really are modifiers that matter. So you don't really build overpower. For instance, there's not really like a lot of other options. I think at least starting with overpower will be a good option in terms of trying to make something else viable solution. So I'm thinking part of this 4 hours is going to be them explaining their new thought process when it comes to like combat mechanics, because they're going to want to explain why they're making overpower like not bad, etc. Last time they had that chat, that's a pretty good amount of time. Then, of course, we have the update elemental resistance system. This is going to take a good amount of time to explain as well. The resistances were basically not working, so they're going to be trying to fix that coming into season 2. So they're going to need to explain what the numbers weren't doing and what the numbers are now doing, which is, again, going to take some of the time of that 4 hours. They're also, I guarantee you, they're going to spend some time talking about how the fact that they're...
Oh, do we see what this says down here? Scrap the whole talent tree, copy paste PoE, literally at all the guys going to be a AAA title and have the game going for it. Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as like copy and paste PoE's skill tree, because literally some people are just soft and they're not targeting hardcore grinders, but they definitely need to make the skill tree fucking better, dude. The skill tree in Diablo 4 that shit's bad. I can't wait till we get down here, boys. Additionally, we will introduce some community requested quality of life updates. Oh, here they come.
Allowing Renown to carry over now more than just the Altar Lilith and the map discovery. This is going to be an easy dunk W for them during their chat. Which
dunk W.
Listen to the community, which they did, and they changed the Renown rewards. It will be an easy PR thumb up for them, so I guarantee you that's going to take some of the time as well. I would say probably half, or at least one of these campfire chats is going to be talking about Renown changes, their philosophy changes, the update to elemental resistances, like the minor quality of life.
And then the last half hour, boys, you know what's incoming. Expansions. Expansions. Come on. You already know. You already know. 40, 50 bucks. Blizzard needs a little bit more money so we can really make sure that our expansions are good. A whole campfire chat for now? Of course, absolutely. We have to talk about it.
I think we can basically put all of the miscellaneous into one of these streams. And the whole like critical damage, vulnerability, and overpower conversation is going to be like a minimum of a half hour. That's going to take them a while to explain because they're going to need to retool a lot of the itemization, etc. I actually don't think that the quest line and the vampiric powers are going to be a big deal. I don't know how you guys feel about the season 1, but I feel like the season 1 quest line with Corman was like not really, for at least for me, it wasn't.
There was a story with the season 1 quest line.
Really that exciting, okay? Like it just kind of is like you talk to the guy, you do a few things, and it's over pretty fast. So I don't think that's going to take a lot of the conversation. Vampiric powers are going to be the seasonal mechanic, so that's probably going to take that. So I think we can probably take one stream, quality of life, throw everything in, maybe talk about a little bit of quest line, a little bit of that. But then where I want to get to here is what I really think the meat and bones of this. I don't know how you guys feel about this season. For me, it's all about this. 5 in-game bosses, new and returning foes for additional, and then this is the key word here, in-game challenges because it's target farming for uniques and uber uniques. Now, I think 5 in-game bosses is going to be 80% of the reason to play season 2, would be my guess. Now, it's a vampire season. The guy on
his
the left
alarm's
here
going
definitely
off.
looks like a vampire.
He probably has to feed
says
Kitty.
New and returning bosses, so we probably get one new vampire-related boss. But you guys remember this guy? Astroloth from the camp.
Why is this guy not an Uber boss? Why is this guy not an Uber boss? Dude, we were fucking 4-stacked on the release night fighting this guy, and he was tough. We had some deaths. Yeah, of course we whooped his ass. I mean, we're some of the best Diablo players that are out there. But like he was cool, and like he had cool mechanics. He was fun. Like that should be an Uber boss. Multiply his HP by 1,000%, up his damage, and we're good. You don't even really have to reskin him. You can keep him the way he is.
Campaign. I hope that when they say returning bosses, what they are planning to do is take these old campaign bosses like Astroloth, who, by the way, I think he's the coolest fight in the campaign. I actually don't think it's Lilith. I don't know if there's a hot take or not. I didn't find the Lilith boss fight at the end like super amazing. It was pretty cool.
You want to know what I think of the Uber Lilith fight? Or just the Lilith one at the end of the campaign? I don't even remember. I remembered that other guy before I remembered the Lilith one. And the 3 times that I had to fight Elias. Before I remember what fighting Lilith was like.
cool, but I actually thought the Astrolith one was better. So for me, what I see is I see an opportunity to take these campaign bosses and turn these into repeatable in-game farmable content. And they say returning. So I don't think when they say returning bosses, it's going to be one of the bosses that we see at the end of the dungeon. I would expect it would be one of these like thorough boss fights they've kind of already created and they can tweak some numbers on in order to make it like a new boss. But the best case scenario could be like that's one of them or something, and then we're getting 4 brand new in-game bosses with new mechanics, new boss fight, etc. A couple of these points when they're talking about is people are saying the game is beyond saving. Itemization is so bad you can never.
Oh, here we go. Except for this, I feel like I'm missing out on all this game. If I miss PoE League, I feel like, oh yeah, no, you're definitely like, you're not missing shit. Oh god, here we go. Seeing this post reminded me that I need to uninstall the game. Thanks. Gonna be honest, it's time to let it go. You will never be able to put this game back on course. Itemization is so bad. You need to make an entire new game to fix it. Straight up Grim Dawn is so much better of an RPG than D4 will ever be. This is the reason I think game is beyond saving the core fundamentals. How things are interconnected do not support any interesting replayability. These predefined rules are in the way, along with spaghetti code. You want content, add free trade and chat back. Oh my god, I totally agree. Plus the ability to label your instance like a game for others to join. Dude, oh god, they're so right. They're so right. I don't think Diablo is past the point of being able to be saved. I don't. I think it is possible. Like before season 1 of Diablo 4 on release was like, it was fun, it was good. Now I think part of that is because like everybody was playing the campaign and the campaign was good, so we basically kind of got the end game and we were like, well, the campaign was really enjoyable, so who cares. But now once you get to that level 70 and world tier 8, you know, the 70 to 80 grind, and you're in world tier 4, like once you start world tier 4 and you're in that ship for 3 hours, 4 hours of just running nightmare dungeons, teleport to nightmare dungeon, leave nightmare dungeon, go to town, sell, what else? Dismantle for all of your shit, and then continue. Like it's just, I don't know. Like it's just not. It gets old. Like nobody wants to hit 100 other than your fucking dedicated ass players. They need more content, skill tree itemization, instant classes. PoE2 is launching with 12 classes. I'm not gonna sit here every single time and compare the game to PoE, because as much as like there's things that I love about PoE that just blow Diablo like so far out of the water, but there's things that I like in Diablo that I mean they don't blow anything that's in PoE out of the water, but like there's things that I just do like in Diablo a little bit better. I don't know, but yeah, I don't think it's beyond saving. It's savable. It just needs more content. I feel like it's gonna be now. I didn't play D3 at release, but everyone said Diablo 3 fucking sucks at release. And by the time I actually got around to playing it, like it was a good game. And like and the general feedback on the community was that Diablo 3 was fun. When I started playing in season what 20, there's like 25 seasons of that game. Yeah, I agree.
Never put it back. Like it's unfixable. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Like I do think Diablo 4 is fixable and is savable, even in its current variation. I think the beginning is quite good. They need to fix the end game. And when they say two straight,
That's it. That's it. That is it. Get your most important part of the game, which being endgame, beyond like very enjoyable, and we're good. The game is fine. There's nothing wrong with the story. There's nothing wrong with like the leveling all at first. Like it's just once you get to world tier 4, it gets fucking old, and I don't think a world tier 5 fixes it. Like I don't think we need to do what Diablo 3 did and have a new tier for, you know, every season that comes out. But fuck, dude, like give me things that are exclusive to, and I guess they kind of have things that are exclusive to world tier 4, but I don't know, just get something. Give me this. Give me this content. This is my opinion. I don't feel a need to start a new character because none of the builds like to draw me in. Like nothing is keeping me on the game. I agree. Like, and that's what sucks. And you know, maybe this is on me for not being like a very diverse RPG player, but like I got on. I loved the Rogue. The Rogue was fun. I played that in the open beta. I was like, this is pretty fun. Like it's good. And then guess what I did? I beat the fucking Rogue to a dead horse. Like I did the twisting blades. I did the build that Shroud was doing. I did the other one. Like, and it's just like I load up season 1 and it's time to pick a character, and it's like there's nothing else even close to like that. Like in my opinion, dude, when I was leveling the witch or the wizard, whatever it was, that shit fucking sucked. I got to fucking like level 20 something. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm just gonna go back and play on my fucking main. Take a game like WoW, for example. Like I genuinely, when I was like grinding all these different classes in WoW, granted I never really got many of them to max level, but like I was enjoying almost every single class. Like I don't think there was a class that I made in WoW that I was like, oh, like this is pretty boring, I'm gonna play something else. Like, and even if I did, I would go back to it and be like, oh shit, like this is kind of fun. I'm not saying we need to drop 10 characters on the next season, but like I don't know, if you're only gonna have a couple characters, you need to have a wild skill tree so you can take multiple different, like just almost an unlimited amount of approaches on the skill tree rather than 5 options in this section, 5 options in the next.
Streams, 2 hours of discussion on both of these streams. I sure hope it's that amount of streams, not because they're dragging it on, but because there's so much goddamn content packed into the season 2 that they need every minute of it, baby. But we haven't had a campfire chat in a while. The last bit of information we got from them was sort of the Gamescom announcement and then these little Twitter posts and, a couple things on Reddit. They're the hot fixes, etc. So it's been a while since we've had like a sit down, long form chat with the devs in an official stream. Now, when these chats are going to be, don't know, but they mentioned that they were planning to have one sort of at the beginning, early of October, I think was the last time they sort of announced.
Oh, look at that. 2 weeks before the new season, baby.
So what that actually means, don't know. I would assume it means the first week in October. And I would doubt that we get one in September, strictly because we have the Diablo 3 season going on right now, sort of their farewell season, final season. They got the solo self-find and all that.
Oh, I might go and play that.
Diablo 3, so it's probably going to be next month that we start getting Diablo 4 news. And I will be covering the campfire chat and give you a run breakdown of all of the 4 hours into a short compiled video as quickly as
thank God.
as I do with these campfire chats. So you don't have to watch the whole thing. And if you want to see that, you can subscribe to the channel and you will be notified of it. Or you're welcome to come by the live stream, which we will be live as of right now, which is Darth Microtransaction on Twitch. And I will link to that in the description as well as the pinned comment. That's it for today's Diablo 4 talk. Love you all and have a wonderful day.
Oh God, man. I do love him. His content's fucking good. Here's a video for that shit. Oh my, paid actor? Nah, he does like Diablo a lot. His channel before has been, I don't want to say like made him, but brought a lot of viewership his way. Like he's always been a Diablo guy, and he's a huge RuneScape. But yeah, I don't know, man. I hope Diablo figures it out. I do. I hope they somehow figure it out. Doesn't look good, but anything is possible.